Scrapping ships for profit. So I've already done a video showing how to scrap vehicles for profit. Trains, trucks, vehicles. Man, I should probably just... Nah, I'll do another one. Alright, so the video that I did last time shows scrapping trains. I've got this hooked up to NATO and USSR, and I'm basically just clicking through here for vehicles. The cost of a ton of scrap is now over half of 1,000 per ton, so all I do is divide the amount of tons by 2 for the amount of thousands that I would spend. So I would buy this, I would buy this. I've already just recently bought loads of things, so there's not going to be that many items on this that are going to be good candidates, but I'm just checking to see if there's any new ones. That's usually a good one. Alright, yeah, that'll give me some steel as well. So I can easily generate a lot of profit with this by just constantly buying in vehicles and scrapping them. I'm paying almost nothing for some of these, like see this Probisha T18 Oko 1. That has given me about 100 tons and I spent about 8,000 rubles on that, so it's basically 100% profit. And I've got a highly productive workforce. Even the electricity is free. I'm bringing in almost no electricity from the border connection. It's all coming from my incinerator here, which is generating 3 megawatts, and it's doing that exclusively by the burning of hazardous waste. So all of my own labour, oh there's a train getting brought over, and a tram. So there's the tram in front, that's getting brought through, and there's a train set that weighs about 200 tons that I spent about 60,000 rubles on, I think. So I've got lines set up. This train has been hauling for... Nah, that's not right. I've had this train doing this whole time. All it does is load at customs, load everything, and unload in scrapyard. I've also got... I've got one for NATO as well. This thing is stuck up here. This tram, I should probably sell that because it's just stuck. I've got a flatbed here that's also loading... Wait a minute, what kind of... Shit. I don't know, that thing weighs 13 tons and it's been... Yeah. I've got a diesel, a London tube. I've got 100 tons plus 128 tons, that's 200 tons, 300 tons. Let's see if there's anything else that I would want to... There we go. And I could even get this because the dollar cost of this scrap is 400, so nah, I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to retain safe margins. It's a lot of trains. Look at that. This is hauling 450 tons of stuff to get scrapped, and I've got a 100% productive scrapping facility when it's got the workers there, that is. Yeah, and I've got all of the materials getting brought through to produce vehicles there. So I'm self-sufficiently producing all of my vehicles. I've got that factory connection there just in case, but the idea here is I get a KMZ open and a flatbed and I move them all into here, and then there's an attached cargo station that sorts. The open hauls are a bit tricky because I've got like 3 different kinds of open hauls that I'm producing and they've got to get sorted from this handoff. So they get picked up from here and deposited into these. And then I've got my storages for all of the specific open hauls, and then this is just the vehicle export. So whenever there are too many vehicles, like this one has been overflowing quite a lot because I love these buses, so I always make loads of them. But they try and drop off buses in here, and then when they can't, it gets dropped in here, and then I've got 2 open hauls here, so I've just exported something there and here. Yeah, we have vehicles getting exported constantly. Let's see what happens here. So he's just picked up that flatbed. That's a KMZ 5410 open that is carrying a Marquee This is worth 164,000 rubles, and to produce that, it really doesn't cost me much. And I've just got steel absolutely overflowing. I'm self-sufficient in mechanical components, mostly self-sufficient in electrical components. Fabric volume is extremely low, and the plastic I am mostly self-sufficient in, because I've got all of this scrap that gets produced from all this scrapping. And, oh, there we go, 100% again. Look at that metal scrap, that all becomes steel and that gets used to make new vehicles. So I'm basically scrapping old trains. And there's the plastic waste filling up, over 20% by volume. That gets sorted when it gets dumped in here and gets fed into the separation line, which starts with metal, goes through to here with cableways, gets stored in there, and it still contains construction and aluminium and plastic. The aluminium gets sifted out next, and then cableways take the rest through into here, and that goes to general separation, which takes out the plastic and the construction waste. And also the construction waste gets sent over here to this recycler with one worker in it. I'm gonna need two now, 2 workers. So that gets processed into gravel, and then that gets stored in here. So I'm gravel self-sufficient as well, because all my gravel comes from importing hazardous waste, which I'm managing a serious volume of. Look at this. That is a lot of hazardous waste. Constant parade of hazardous waste getting brought in. That also gives me some metal scrap. There's a lot of aluminium getting produced really rapidly. Look at that. A whole load of aluminium getting sent out for export right now. 30 tons, that's 100,000 rubles, $50,000. The aluminium is flying right up. The aluminium production from scrapping planes is negligible compared to that. Yeah, I'll get into the population thing later on, but man, really self-sufficient. But the purpose of this is to show the ship scrapping that I've got set up. I haven't started feeding lots of workers into that yet. I'm still trying to generate a worker surplus. Could do that right now, so I will just take a bus out of my storage, put it onto shipping bus line, send it on its way. Bricks are getting sent up to this fire station. Oh man, we had a delivery of metal scrap getting sent out from the ship scrapping. That's pretty cool. So the ratio of scrap to steel here is... there's a ship I need to get. This one, 400,000 rubles for 600 tons. This one is worth 9 million rubles, only gives me 7,000 tons. This isn't worth it. This is not worth it. That is not quite worth it. Baltic tanker, actually, that would give me steel, but it's dollars, so dollars are worth more, so that's not worth it. Alright, so I need to put that into the scrapper. I had to actually dig out a canal. There it is. Yeah, I had to dig out 2 canals to connect this up. So there was a body of water quite close to this existing asphalt road that's just off to the side of my power plant and my incineration. Let's see if there's any... Let's watch this. This is basically entirely domestically sourced materials. The only thing I have to import here is fabric. The rest I can get myself, and largely am. This is basically just making buses out of nothing without having to import anything apart from maybe even just waste. Alright, so the bus gets made, they try and load it, they are at wait until loaded, they can't load the bus, so they go to deposit the vehicle that they do have, and then they go and pick up the bus because they're emptied. Alright, so that gets emptied in there, and then these ones which already contain vehicles, a bus and a flatbed, they go to deposit it. So he's trying to put the open hull in here. That is a flatbed. That's a 30-ton flatbed. So that one tries to pick it up. He's the one carrying 30-ton flatbeds. He can't do it because he's already got one, so he goes to deposit his one that he's already got into here. And that's how we produce vehicles. And as you can see, it's going quite fast. I'm only using the early start production line, which goes at half the speed, but that's enough. Alright, so he's depositing... Oh wait, we can only store 4 flatbeds in there. So instead he's going to put it here into the the excess. So he's put that in there, and it's been picked up. Right, let's just get more vehicles going. Yeah, this is quite cool. It's the first time I've done a sort of a setup where I'm self-sufficiently producing vehicles. It uses quite a lot of power. It uses almost a full megawatt when it's going at full speed, which I can mostly meet 24/7. There is some import happening there, but that's just because the amount of workers has gone down, because I think some of the... I've not got fully modern snowplows yet, they're still getting replaced slowly, but just wait, it'll clear up, and then we'll get full employment again. And yeah, I've had this all running for a while, and just recently I've started to set up ship scrapping, because that's another source of money. I need to get more workers over to here. There's fuel getting dropped off. We've already made 50 tons of steel from this, 7 tons of mechanical. I need to get a covered hull into there to take the mechanical components and feed it into the production. Alright, so we're gonna go for pick up above 10%, unload below 90%, and then unload below 90%. Alright, so that means we're going to be trying to just skim any mechanical or electro we produce here and feed it into the storages, because I need to have vehicle maintenance, I need to have vehicle production. I've still only got one repair station, but it's doing just fine. And yeah, this is solely dedicated to scrapping. Let's see if there's anything else I can get. 7.4 million. These are really good. The tonnages are extreme here. See if you can just buy a ship that's really big. It'll probably last you several hours. And if you have to borrow to get it, that's arguably worth it. Look at this. This weighs 9,000 tons. That's basically... What would it be? Alright, so it's 1 year old, so that's going to be almost entirely steel. And steel is worth $700. So that is about $6 million worth of steel, so it's not quite worth it. Let's have a look at this again. Steel is... Alright, this is 1 year old. This is 7 years old, so no. This one's the closest to being worth it, I think, but even then. Steel is worth 1,200 rubles, so this is worth about 1.3 million. Nah. This was a really good one to get. I want to see this crappy little tanker get deleted so I can start scrapping the giant fucker there. We're still just scrapping a little piece of shit that I can't see anymore. We have a ship coming still. Yeah, this thing's 600 tons. Alright, so I laid roads all the way up to here, dug out a canal. Seems like it works, at least for shallow bottom ships, and then I dug out another canal here, and if I need to make it deeper I do that. This one spawned here, and then I moved it. It didn't actually go through the canal, that tells me the canal might not be deep enough. But this is working, and I even did a one-way road here to just quickly shortcut around. Let's see if there's any use of that gonna happen. Man, that's a lot of buses. It's a lot of educated workers going into that. They're going to have really high loyalty, really high productivity. These are going to have relatively less loyalty and productivity. Still some good productivity there though. And we maintain our speed through that turn, that's quite nice. Could get a technical office down here. Also, we're producing our own water as well, and I've got the sewage infrastructure set up. Piping without any power draw straight into there. And the water production is entirely from this well and stored in this tower. 94%, and then it goes through here. So it goes down the hill, gets purified, gets pumped up the hill, and then gravity sends it down into all of these water wells. So far it's been working perfectly. I'll get into this later actually. I want to maybe make a video just showing that and how it works. I don't have any radio, and I don't have any personal cars. Don't have any radio or TV or personal cars, and yet I still have 59% loyalty. I'll get into that. And look, we've got metal scrap. Alright, something's going on there. I need to make sure this works properly. Alright, here we go. So we're going to take this and we'll have more plastic scrap for refining into plastic to try and self-sufficiently produce vehicles. Oh look, we're making a Kokum 442. These are beefy vehicles, really expensive. And look, this one has wear and tear 7%, but it still has its full 250,000 rubles. Vehicle exports. Man, we're making a lot of money from vehicle exports, that's cool. And aluminium is still managing to keep up with the food, clothes, electronics, chemicals, I think. Oh, here we go, another steel delivery coming from... That was from the steel recycling plant. Producing steel really fast. There we go, there's the steel getting dropped off. And we just delivered a vehicle into there. Alright, so that's the bus already full, so it's going to go into the export. Come on, I want to see this. So the bus got produced, it got moved into there, and then that got moved into the storages, and now it gets picked up. Alright, so our bus is ready to go, 100,000 rubles each. So I've made a lot of important vehicle types self-sufficient, so we no longer have to import a lot of these vehicles. If they get replaced, it happens from our own storages. Look at these garbage trucks as well. I usually make loads of these. We've got a lot of hazardous waste getting brought in still. Yep, no electricity getting imported really, not needed. Come on, I want to see this thing getting scrapped. 25 workers is not enough, I need to get more buses on this, I think. Probably gonna need to get more eventually, I'm gonna have more population soon. Alright, let's get a fourth bus. 3,400 population is pretty nice. The buses are clogging up a little bit, but that's alright. Alright, what is this bus doing? Scrapping route. Shipping bus line. Fuck's sake, 9 workers. Yeah, this bus stop needs more buses going through faster. I need to get rid of some of these stupid little shitty buses, these little ancient pieces of shit. Another scrapping bus coming. Alright, there we go, full bus load. That's going down the scrapping. Come on, next bus. Alright, we have another one coming. 50 workers is not bad. Okay, so we've got 4 or 5 buses. Alright, there we go. There's some nice numbers of workers on that. That's good. But we don't need any educated workers here for now. If I need to get shipbuilding going, which I don't think I'll ever do, I can bring educated workers in here. But right now we just don't need any educated workers. That's quite a lot of steel getting produced and scrap, I like that. And we're taking the waste out. And that is going to be getting separated really efficiently. That's going to have plastic and metal, and it's going to go straight into here to get separated. Yeah, we're producing plenty of steel. So much steel, Jesus. Exporting hundreds of thousands of rubles worth of vehicles all the time. There's a dumper coming. Those dumpers are really good as well. These are all just standard playthrough important vehicles. There's the 8 dumpers in this. Then we've got the Kokums for handling bulk volume from aggregate storages to aggregate storages. Like if I want to bring aluminium scrap to a recycler, I'll use one of them. If I want to bring metal scrap from here, I'll use them. Plenty of waste piling up. Right, let's have a look again. Alright, so that's worth 1500. Wait a minute. Metal scrap is now worth 500. 500? Oh man, that's went way down. It was worth 600 before. Alright, so that's 1500, 1000. I'm saying what the scrap value is. 2500. Man, look at the state of that thing. Alright, keep going. Tram's worth 4000. This is worth 6500. No. Excavator, alright, we just got a powerful excavator. That's a good excavator, I should probably start making them. That's worth about 22,000. That's worth it as well. That's worth 50,000. That's worth... No, none of these. I hate these electric trains because they always have such a high markup. Maybe because they have more electrical components, but I've not noticed it if they do. Alright, there's 100% productivity. Let's have a look at the scrap output. Holy shit, look at all that scrap. Look at that scrap just flying up. Remember, it's like 2 tons of metal scrap per ton of steel, so that is a lot of value, and even the steel that's getting harvested is quite nice. Yeah, that's not bad. That can support vehicle production all by itself. Alright, this is worth 260, so it's 4 to 1, so this is worth 3000. Alright, just lag. That's worth about 3000. Decided not to buy it because it's so old, so the steel yield is going to be really low. Alright, there's a flatbed coming with some stuff. Just bring in a big garbage truck and that's it. Yeah, I need to get that fucking thing out of there. It's stuck. Let's have a look at the worker numbers. 10 workers, come on. Alright, there's 20 workers coming. There is the passenger ship arriving, 600 tons. So this is definitely profitable steel scrapping. 6,000 tons, 1,000 tons, 7,000 tons. It's now 2 to 1, remember, as a ratio. Can that not get in? What's going on? Reversing? Nah. It's reversing. Alright, he's just lining up to get into the bay. Alright, where's a bus with workers? 8 workers, I'm not liking that. It's not enough. Scrapping. And we are definitely accumulating enough hazardous waste for all this. Let's take a look at the vehicles. Sorry, that dumper's going in there. It's an excess dumper. Alright, that bus is getting sold for 100,000. 2 of them for 100,000. So if that were steel, that would be about... yeah, 100 tons of steel, and it's nowhere near 100 tons to make that. Nowhere near it. That only takes 8 tons of steel and a small amount of mechanical and plastics, so yeah, making these vehicles and sending them to USSR is really profitable. It's really cool. And I'm not cheesing it by finding the most profitable recipe for some bullshit personal car or something and just spamming them. I am producing vehicles for domestic use and exporting the surplus. Let's have a look. 8.1 million, 8.2, and 8.3. There we go. Research program finished. I don't need any more research, I'm turning this off. But I've even got heat going to that. Alright, so we can now make our own ships with a dry dock. if I wanted to do that. Could do that, could fit it here and it would be fine. Need water, need sewage. Well, if they're going to be turning right to go up here, then could just deform the terrain. Never done shipbuilding before, so I'm kinda just curious about it. Right, let's see if that does it. Dry dock. Whoops. Okay, if I want to get shipbuilding going, I can do that. I've got this bus stop here, that would just go up through here and then continue. I've got this road that goes all the way up, so I can just extend that. I could just scrap old ships and... oh fuck, I've got to be able to do... I think I can fit that. So a dry dock takes a warehouse and steel and needs a waste storage. Warehouse... no, the waste has to be quite far down I think, because it's... oh fuck. Alright, well there's waste. Then for steel... it's gonna need a lot of steel. Probably would want to have trains for this, but fuck it. Oh wait, that fits. I just need to... oh well, yeah, that's nice. Wow, I've never placed one of these before. What a coincidence that I just had an intuition for that and it works. And a warehouse. How much does it use? Well, its intake isn't that much. Don't think I really need a big warehouse for this, but this would be another drop-off point. And I think around here would be fine. Okay, and we're gonna have enough distance for power, yeah. Okay. And we're gonna want sewage and water. Water substation. And there's gonna be an industrial waste and yeah, alright, so we have an industrial waste and a regular waste. That's powered. It's got bins, it's got sewage. I've got a construction office right here. We don't have any... oh, we have an open hull in here actually, yeah, okay, good. I need a paver and I don't have any pavers being produced. A roller. I need this roller. I'm not making any excavators yet. That western excavator is really good. E72, right, well I need to make them. So, I need to start making excavators. So I've got recipes for... I need to get that concrete mixer recipe as well. Alright, that costs $1 million, no problem. That would just get inflated away anyway. There's all the vehicles that I've bought. Let's get one of these. That's 14 tons of steel. Almost no fabric. Again, that's good. And that's gonna be... excavator. So the excavators go in there, concrete mixers go in there. I'm gonna need another... I'm gonna need more ways to draw vehicles out of this, which I can easily manage by just having that there. Okay, so I've already got 6 jobs in here. Excavators are their own type of vehicle. I've got open hulls, covered hulls, buses, dumpers getting pulled out. I have to separate Kokums from KMZ 5410s because there's 2 different criteria that allow you to pull vehicles out of a storage with an open hull. There's length and there's weight. If you want to move a Kokum, you need to have a Marquee flatbed 30 ton or a T813 flatbed 27 ton, but there's not a KMZ 5410 option here. But if you want to move a KMZ 5410 dumper, one minute, no, it's the KMZ 5410 open hull, you need to have either the 16 ton or the KMZ 5410 open. You're not allowed to use the 30 ton flatbed, so there's 2 different types of vehicles that you need minimum to be able to move all vehicles. You need, and the two best vehicles that allow you to cover all vehicles are the Mark E flatbed 30 ton and the KMZ 5410 open, and then you can carry everything. The KMZ 5410 open can even carry itself. Mark E flatbed 16 ton, that can be carried by itself and the KMZ 5410 open. So, alright, let's think about this. This can be carried by that and the 16 ton. The Kokum can only be carried by the Mark E and the T813, so you need to have one of those. You have no choice but to have either a T813 or a Mark E flatbed 30. And for moving the Marquee flatbed 30, you need to have the KMZ 5410 open. There you go. So you need to have a KMZ 5410 open. You have to have them. You don't have a choice about that. You need to have this vehicle, and you also need to have one of either the Marquee flatbed 30 ton or the T813. And I just went for the Marquee flatbed 30 ton. That's why these are the 2 vehicles that are in here. I've got no wait. What the fuck? That's not right. I need to get a Marquee flatbed 30 ton in there. It's not right. Yeah, I've done that wrong. But in here, try to think about this. Yeah, that's a mistake. So what I need to do is send him to customs and have him export that vehicle and put a 30 ton flatbed on this job. No, I don't have any there. Fuck. I would need to pull another 30 ton flatbed out. Yeah, that's a mistake. I need to be able to export Kokums when they fill up. I've already got 5 in here, so I've already made at least 5. Alright, that's gonna get deposited here and pulled off this. And then I'm gonna have to probably just pull one out. A 30 ton flatbed is gonna have to get pulled out. Alright, so he is going to have to get put onto this job. Open hull export. How can I put them? Open hull export. Alright, so he's going to go and do that. That's a 30 ton there. So we're going to be able to handle every kind of vehicle then. Right, he can get pulled off. Okay. And I've already filled up all my cableways. So I've got a 17 ton KMZ 5410 and a couple of 16 tons. I could just scrap them if I wanted. It wouldn't be a big deal if I scrapped them. Once they're on the road though, moving under their own power, they're no longer brand new and they can't be exported for profit. But yeah, this would only be a problem if my Kokum's overflowed. I'll see if there's any other massive vehicles that are a problem. I've still not researched fire prevention. Just keep an eye on this. Yeah, we're fine. I'll look at that later. We're at 59% government loyalty and it's still going up. Without using radio stations or... Look at that. That loyalty is still going up. It's been going up non-stop for the past 13 years of game time. It's incredible. Without radio stations, without TV stations. Alright, good, we're on to the container and we've got 10% progress done already. 500 tons of metal scrap, 148 tons of steel. That is immense. That's a lot of metal scrap that this yields as well, 50%. So that's going to be more than 50% mixed waste in that. 500 tons of metal scrap. I paid a decent price for that, I think. Let's have a look again, see if there's anything else. 7,000 tons, 6,000 tons, nah. Oh, that's actually... Nah, it's not good. It's 1 year old. 300 rubles, it's just not worth it. Even the steel is 600, so it's not worth it. 6,000, 7,000... 650 tons and it's 15 years old, nah. Look at this thing though, 600 tons. I like this. Look at all that steel we've harvested already, holy shit. And I've got my covered hull and they're ready to go. We're doing mixed waste constantly. We just did a metal scrap delivery. So we're making plenty of steel still. 80 tons of metal scrap ready to go. It's really cool. 3,400 population. This is a lot of workers needed in this. That is a lot. That needs 200 tons of steel. Oh man, that's nothing though. The concrete demand is really high on that, 800 tons, Jesus Christ, that's fucked. Fire trucks, I'm not making any of my own fire trucks yet. Alright, that was a decent busload I think, 27 workers. 80 workers, wow. And that is a lot of metal scrap, yep. That's bringing 19 tons of metal scrap. So we're scrapping ships, creating a lot of metal scrap. That's cool. And the fuel cost is negligible relative to the amount of value in the scrap. 500 rubles per ton, and we're moving 19 tons. And that gets turned into steel, so that becomes about 9 tons of steel. 10,000 rubles worth of steel right there. Created basically for free. Cost of the ship to scrap is the only real expense. And it's easily worth it if you can just get an occasional really good deal on some of these bangers. Let's have a look at trains again. Still scrapping trains, that's been going for the whole game, working really well. Get 3 pieces of shit in this. Let's have a look, see if there's anything else. Alright, 1,000. Alright, we're at 600 rubles per ton. This is worth 3,000 and we're paying 500. This is worth 2,000. That's worth 1,500. That's worth 5,000. That's worth 4,500. So yeah, this is good. This is worth 6,000. That's worth 4,000. That's worth no. That's worth 10,000. That's worth, man, 6 years old, nah. Oh, that's actually cool. I'm gonna get that. This is worth, nah. Not gonna go with any of these. Alright, we've got 3 trains getting brought. We're bringing 400 tons of trains to get scrapped. Decent amount of steel in this. And the rest is metal scrap, which we turn into steel with recycling, so it's still great. This is worth about... that's worth about 5,000. This is worth 4,000. That's worth 25. No. That is worth about 40,000. Man. The value. I'll not get that. This is... not worth it, not worth it. This is worth... oh, it's old, I'm not gonna get that. Alright, here we go, we're bringing this, the thing we just bought. Look at that profit. That is some nice profit. There's a dumper getting made. Yeah, having those excavators is going to be nice. I'm going to wait until I've got a few of them, then I'm going to set the rule. Oh wait, I could just do it right now, just might as well. Excavators. Alright, we're going to set right now 15 tons. And that's a road excavator, so I'm just going to leave that. That's for demolition offices so they can get there quickly because there's no open haul that can bring them. Now there we go, another 19 tons of metal scrap from the shipwreckers. Right, I want to see a bus with workers coming in. 31 workers, not bad. Could asphalt here for now, and then asphalt that connecting piece afterwards. Alright. 100 tons of steel in there already. I consider the steel to be basically free because I'm basically thinking about the metal scrap return every time. No power in this yet. I haven't hooked this up. But yeah, I could easily just be making ships almost for free. Because I think with ships, just like with regular land vehicles, most of the value is going to be in the labour input. They create all the value. The added value comes from the labour, so the ships will be basically for free and I can sell those as well, if I want. Because I've already created the infrastructure for shipwrecking, so it's not going to be much of an added infrastructure expense to facilitate building new ships and storing them and selling them. Alright, here we go. And this is bringing the productivity way up because I'm siphoning a lot of the unskilled labourers away from this side of the... yeah, look at all that metal scrap. That is all just free value pretty much. That is sweet. There's a big flatbed coming out. Okay, we've now got two different flatbeds, both of the flatbeds we need. We've got the long... what's the length of this? 17 metre open hull, and we've got the 30 ton total capacity flatbed as well. And then we've got these that are sifting. So I've got the KMZ that holds the KMZ, and it's funny because it seems like it shrinks it. It does, it shrinks it, look at that. It's carrying one of its own, like it's carrying a clone of itself that's red, and it shrinks it so it can fit on the back. What the fuck. Let's see if there's any more ships I can buy, because that's what the whole point of this is, just to show how this can be done profitably. Alright, this has 6.7 million rubles for 9,000 tons. It's 52%, 9 years old. This is 9,000 tons. Ah, fuck, I can't get this through. Shit. I can't get that through. Come on, man. Oh no, what? Is it gone? Son of a fucking bitch, it's gone. Oh wait, that's dollars. Oh, no wonder I couldn't buy it. It's because the fucking dollar value, I don't have enough. So the game just blocked me from buying that. I made a mistake there and I tried to buy that when I shouldn't have done. I don't know, it could have been a break even almost. I think the inflation would have made that worth it. Yeah, I think that would have been right. I really want to see like a giant fucking ship though. I have 14%, 4 years old, 6,000 tons. That's probably going to be yielding a lot. Oh my god, 2,300 tons for only 600,000 rubles. Holy shit, there we go. The bargain that I wanted to see there. 2,400 tons. What a fat fuck. Okay, there we go. Man, so metal scrap is worth 600 and I spent what, 600,000 to get 2,400 tons. So the scrap value of this is about 2 million almost, and I got it for a third of that. Holy shit. That is sweet. Let's try and just get loads of buses onto the shipbreakers. Let's get more buses onto that. And then just prepare, lay the groundwork for future industry relating to shipbuilding and selling. And then I won't have to move surplus materials as far, because there's a bit of a trip to get over to there with all the materials, so if I can just move it around the corner and start building ships with it, then not only will I get the materials out to create value from doing all this shipbreaking, but I'll be able to add even more value in the form of shipbuilding. Alright, let's get the bus stop down in advance. It's cool. Alright, let's get this connected up. And let's easily connect into that. There's no passenger connections to this fucking thing. That dry dock, the only way in is through the front. 64 workers, oh my god, 7,800 work days, what in the fuck? What have I done? Alright, I'm gonna move this to here. Move that out, get ready for this fat piece of shit. This thing moves at 9 knots, fuck. 2,400 tons, and it's burning fuel quite fast as well. Not as fast as shit as planes, but yeah. How's this thing gonna get through the fucking gap? I think I might have done well enough with digging trenches. Look at the wake it's left as well. It's got a hell of a wake. 2,400 fucking tons. Let's see if I can just spam workers into this and get that shit done. Gonna move another bus onto this route. 300 workers have to get to there, so that is not a joke. Alright, we're gonna designate orphanage, prison, other buildings, bus stop. Alright, mark that for 1%. Only 9 workers, give me a break. Alright, we're gonna do this again. Nah, I can't. Other buildings, bus stop. Loyalty of incoming workers is extremely good. 1.78 education level, for fuck's sake. Right, there's the scrapper. Where's the bus for shipping? I need a shipping bus. 9 workers, fuck off. Oh man, 78 workers are in this, 75, that's not too bad. Any more buses coming? Oh shit. All the workers are getting siphoned off for construction. Bastards. Shit's congesting down here, so I'm gonna turn this. Prioritise that, get them through. Because that's the heating plant. Don't want any interruptions to that. That's a lot of metal scrap already. I'm not even fully staffed, nowhere near. 60 workers. Already got loads of metal scrap in there. Doing constant deliveries of metal. Yeah, getting this steel out of here and sending it to the shipbuilders is going to be nice. Only 13 workers, fucking joke. 20 workers, 13 workers. Bus route is easily good enough. 5 workers, fucking hell. 59% loyal, that's sweet. Seems like the buses are doing fine. Oh fuck, it's because I'm not allowing educated workers in. Shit, that's why the amount of workers we're getting is so bad, holy shit. All the educated workers are waiting for the other buses. This is only uneducated workers, that explains why it's felt so low this whole time. Alright, see, just to get this to fucking speed up a little bit, I'm gonna allow educated workers into this for now. See how it does now. See how many workers we can get into this, because a lot of my population's educated, so yeah. Fuck. This shipbreaking is impressive though, man. Dry dock, 86 workers, holy fuck. Concrete, steel, yeah, we need a lot of concrete, for fuck's sake. No educated workers in here yet. Man, that's too many workers going to that fucking dry dock, Jesus. We don't have enough concrete on hand. Oh my god, there is 91 workers about to get dumped into that. Alright, here we go. Let's see the fucking scrap metal just fly right up. Look at that scrap metal yield, holy shit. Alright, so I need to do 7,300 work days on this, and then we move on to the absolute massive bastard ship that's coming in. Let's see how close it is, because it's a long way. Alright, it is coming. We're at 43% productivity. That is absolutely going to fill that storage up, that aggregate storage, Jesus. It's almost worth it to set up conveyors that go all the way across with that sort of an output, and the power draw is 0.05, that's not bad at all. We're having to... No, we're not importing any power, 3.5 megawatts. All the power is basically free still. Power's free, labour's free, steel is totally subsidised. Right, we need more workers in there, come on. 34 workers, come on, we can do better than that. Let's get some fuel into that fire station as well, just in case. I don't want to see my dry dock burn down. Yeah, we ran out of concrete. Come on, some buses. 42 workers and they just fly right down through that slipway. Yeah, this is absolutely profitable shipbreaking. I like this. Look at the speed that we retain through there, that's cool. Keep all of our speed basically. 72 workers. Right, that's going to be another 30. Right, let's see. I want to see some really good utilization. 3,400 workers. And this is all filling up, this is cool, we're getting all these storages filled up. That means that we're going to be getting rid of this ash with every dump. You want to keep all of your dumps somewhat utilised so they can do the ash dissipation. There's my ashtray over here. I've got about 20 of these medium dumps. We're managing to dissipate still up to this point. Still able to do it. Yeah, right, let's have a look again. 50 workers. Yeah, we just need more workers. I want to see that fucking ship. It's a massive ship. I want to see that getting scrapped. 6,800 work days left, my god. 50 tons of metal scrap in there. Vehicle production has started to go down because we're siphoning so many workers. Let's have a look at vehicles again. Oh yeah, that's worth it. Let's look for trains especially. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Oh man, some of these are great. That is probably almost worth it. Gonna buy that just in case it's worth it, I think it is. Okay, so that's all the USSR. $27, look at that. My god, that thing weighs about 3/4 of a ton, $27. My god, that's so good, such good value. And then again, look, $11,000 for 128 tons. 128 times, what is it, 300? 350, that thing's worth 40,000, I got it for like 10, that's ridiculous, man. Even this is almost worth it, I think. Man, really good. 149 workers, holy shit. What? Oh my god, look at that, 200 workers. Man, the conveyor is not stopping. We're even getting decent electro components out of this at this point. 6,250 work days. Alright, the workers are really starting to come in now. Look at that. It's tempting to put down the worker utilization on some of these other scrappers. Like that, it's tempting. Plenty of vehicles stockpiled for this too, it's still fine. Right, where is oh there it is, it's coming in, look, it's so slow. Right, this is almost worth it. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. Yep, shipbreaking is fucking cool. If you just have the initial capital, you can buy massively valuable ships and break them. It's cool. That's an entire playstyle that's viable. This is absolutely viable. You could absolutely run your entire economy on breaking ships. Let's have a look at the ship scrapping. Ship length, max 150 meters, 235 meters. So if you want to do this properly, you have to start with this one from the beginning, because some of these big ships are some of the best steals in terms of value, and it only costs about 100 tons of steel. The 400 tons of concrete takes time, but it's no big deal. The work days takes time, but it's no big deal. Really, you want to just go for the biggest one and start scrapping massive fucking ships. Get the biggest dock possible and just start scrapping. Oh, that's a lot of workers. Jesus. Look at all that metal scrap. We already have 100 tons. I want to see this thing having like 250, 280 workers. 43 workers in there. There we go, there's up over 200 in this. Come on, let's get up to 280. Look at that production of metal scrap, holy shit. Every half a ton, it pushes it through. Yeah, we need more workers to run all this industry. We're creating value extremely aggressively. And I need to make sure I've got workers going into the incinerators. Yeah, this is siphoning workers extremely hard. I was worried that I had too many workers for a while, but Nah, I'm gonna need to have a lot more if I'm gonna be able to run all this industry. All of my most important educated workers, even uneducated ones, go into the prison and orphanage. And I'm making sure I've always got education going nicely. Have enough kindergartens as well. So we're just waiting for the population to increase. 106% productivity is really good. Average lifespan is 85.4. Holy shit. Population. Yeah, we're still getting more population. 3,400 people. Yeah, this shipbreaking takes fucking ages, but that's what you want. You want something substantial. 10 million? Holy shit. The Pride. 8,780 tons. Jesus, man. 11%, 3 years. 20,000 tons of oil. Christ. It's not worth it. That was a really good bargain I got on that ship though that's coming in. Is it going to make it through? Wow. That trench that I dug, that canal, I mean, it worked. Look at that, we've got a 136 metre ship that can make it in. What is the biggest ship in the game? I don't even know, I've never really done much with ships. Look at all that steel, holy shit. Man. That's too much steel, that's got to get pushed out. There we go, we're filling this up now. So that means I'm going to need to get an open hull 30 ton to start moving this. So it's going to be one of these, put into there, and then we're going to take the steel out of there, dump it into here, and here, and then there, as a last resort. Yep, more steel getting produced, and then later on I'm going to start targeting up here as well. Oh wait, this broke down. It's reversing. 2 knots, 3 knots, 4 knots. 56% productive scrapper. 2 workers, come on man. We're siphoning too many workers for construction projects. 4,000 work days remaining. 45 workers, there we go. Let's see if I can put down the amount of workers we're going to use for this stuff, just for now. Gonna leave this running though. We're going to let the plastic and the electro components accumulate. We're even starting to run low on mechanical, I think. The plastic has to accumulate. Yeah, we're going to see this thing getting fucking extremely productive. 4,000 work days remaining. That's about half done. Yeah, 60%. Road cargo station. What the fuck? Oh, that was a job. Are we doing any steel yet? Oh, he did a 30 ton of steel and he moved it into here. Cool. So we're already feeding steel into our construction. So we're breaking ships and the steel is getting stored for use in constructions. Alright, that can get moved into here. 2,350 tons and I spent what, 600,000 rubles on that. So that's going to be worth about 3 million, and then if you add value to that with building new ships, it's going to be worth about 6 million. I could build, see for the amount I spent on buying this write-off, I could probably make like 4 or 5 of them. I think ships are really valuable. Let's have a look in new ships. I've not done this yet. Alright, 8,000 tons. 9 million rubles. That is Hekaterina. tanker. Alright, so it's going to be... That's worth 3.5 million, and it weighs 2,350 tons. Let's look for weight. Empty weight, what's the tonnage? That thing only weighs 24 tons, what the fuck? River cargo ship. Alright, this weighs 9,000 tons and it can carry 20,000 almost. There's too many cargo ships, not enough aggregates and stuff. There's a little hopper here, 14 knots. And there's this one, 11 knots. Alright, American ones now. 8,400 tons, 8,780 tons. Length 219 meters. There's a lot of 8,780s around. 8,780. 215 meters. There's definitely a lot of types of ships. It's just about more of them being here for choice to scrap. Yeah, nothing I can really do right now. We should be seeing a lot of workers getting fed into this now. I'm expecting to see those buses full. Let's get another bus going, just might as well plan for the future. Shipping, bus line, 7 buses, or 8, maybe 8. 8 should do it. Let's just get 8. Oh, fuck off. What did I do there? Alright. Alright, that's us got 8 on that. Alright, 100 workers. %67 done. Hurry up, man, I want to see this fucking giant bastard getting scrapped. 185 tons. We already have another 30 tons there for this. Alright, these should start to be quite full. Alright, that's going to be just steel. And mixed waste there. And this is electro-mechanical. Do we need plastics to make ships? Plastic, electro-mechanical fabric. Ah, fuck's sake. Alright, 1, 1, 1. There we go. Now I can start sending steel into there. Alright, so that's a drop point for steel. Only export steel. Store steel up to 50%. Alright, so we're going to be moving steel productively to where it's needed. Because yeah, we're trying to export... Yeah, that's getting exported, that could have been moved, but that's alright, we will be producing enough steel, I think. There we go, there's another 30 tons going. We should definitely have loads of workers going into this at the moment, what the fuck. I think those added buses have to hurry up. We'll see the results of that. Producing 3 megawatts still. This is producing a little bit of power, but there's not enough mixed waste getting fed through to be burned. Three megawatts, yep. I I think that can't fit for the moment because there's already one in there getting scrapped and it's taken up the giant bay. That may be it. But I do have that there to get scrapped soon. Productivity is 106%. Jesus. Oh, here we go. That's a nice busload. Fucking hell. That's about 60 people. Well, it's more than that. Maybe a full bus almost. 200 tons of scrap there. We can't even move it fast enough even with a good big dumper. Alright, there's the mechanical components getting sent for storage in here. Alright, well that's going to be a lot of stuff getting stored in there then. How are we doing for this warehouse? That's fine. Man, I expected this to basically cap out. Population should be able to deal with this. Plenty of workers for these jobs, I think. Alright, that's gonna get pushed up to here, yep. Oh man, that dry dock is nearly done. And I've got this fire truck here, ready to handle this. Should probably get a bigger fire truck. There we go, handled. I'm glad I made that. Alright, and that's getting moved down for storage. Do that in advance because we're going to need that later on. Could even redo that road to have it come off cleanly from that intersection bit there. Alright, the way I would do this is build around here and then cancel this. Don't crash on me, bastards. There we go. And then I can delete this piece. Okay. Don't crash. Alright, that's going up to the dry dock. Oh man. It's my first time seeing one of these things. Come on, where's the next full bus load? Hurry up. Alright, we're going to be able to see this. We're almost 75 minutes into this. Ship scrapping has been working well. Let's check trains again. Dumper, that's worth it. That's worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Yep, 560, so it's about 2 per 1,000. Alright, let's check for some big fuckers. That's worth it. I don't usually buy electrics, I think, but that might be just about worth it. Yeah, I'm doing it. Just in case. Those big tunnel borers are the best vehicle in the game though. They're like a small ship. They're absolutely overpowered for this stuff. Some really good bargains here as well right now. Nah. Nah, none of them. Alright, that's going to be about 90%. Yeah. Alright, we're going to have over 200 workers in there. Maybe not. Oh man, we're going to need another aggregate, another cokum, and another waste truck. Jesus. Assuming that this keeps up like this whole time. Oh man, we're definitely making enough kokums though. Fucking hell. Shit, this thing's full. Bastards. Yeah, I just want to see this fucking thing finish. I want to see that finish and I want to see this massive bastard start to get worked on. Oh, that is alright. That is worth it. Whew. Plenty of ships that we can do, holy fuck. That is probably worth it. This is... I don't know man, the age is a problem. Oh, nah. Nah. It's tempting to buy this and just do it. I think the inflation helps this a lot. Fuck it. Okay, we're storing that to get done. Alright, 95%. This is almost done. Oh yeah, some nice bus loads. Profitable ship scrapping. Over 200 workers, we're at 80% output. Jeez. That's so much metal scrap. Producing mechanical components quite fast too, and with all this. Already got 90 tons of steel in that. Alright, this is basically done, that's cool. We just scrapped a 2,000 ton ship, I think, or 1,000 tons, I can't remember, about 1,000. Alright, here we go, get in there and fucking get scrapped. That thing's 136 meters, this can store vehicles that are about 250, I think. Here we go. Alright, he's going in there to get scrapped now. That is 2,350 tons to get scrapped. 50 years old, 88% wear and tear. Let's see what the ratio is on scrap to steel for this fat fuck. Then I can move that one in afterwards. Or I can try and fit that in. Alright, let's have a look. Oh my god, you're gonna break down right there, you fucking idiot. Alright, here we go. He's running aground. That is 1,000 tons of scrap, 200 tons of steel, 26 tons of mechanical, 15,000 work days, 2 tons of electro components, 150 tons of waste. Man, that is gonna last so long. 1,000 tons of scrap is 550,000. The steel is worth over 200,000, no, about 200,000. The mechanical components is worth about 50,000. Electro components is worth, oh man, 8,000 rubles each. That's 16,000 on its own, and then all that mixed waste is largely metal scrap and plastic waste that becomes plastic, so that is a decent yield. All this is extra, the metal scrap is the break even. Like, that formula of just metal scrap works. That's what you're paying for, the metal scrap value, and everything else is free if you get a good deal. 600 tons, don't mind if I do. There we go, we're just getting more and more. Yeah. And I'm almost ready with a dry dock as well, and I can put this in here. Let's get all of these fucking things queued up to get in there. Perfect, that's what happens, they queue up. That's how it works, they all get queued. You can still see this thing in here as well. Oh wow, it has this, a scaffold gets set up to show you them scrapping it, and it moves down, I think. I think I see it moving down. Right, I'm gonna leave the mouse here. It's lined up with the bar at the bottom almost. We're at 5%. I don't see it moving yet. I can see the deck of the ship moving in. Holy shit, the ship gets moved in and gets deleted. Wow, they destroy the ship. You can see the ship moving in and getting deleted. Wow, holy shit. And it's this long. Wow, they fucking destroy the front of the ship and move it in as they go. Holy shit, no wonder. That's 14,000 work days queued up. Look at it moving in. We're actually making some really decent progress on this, what the fuck. But it's 150 something meters long. That's cool, I didn't realise the game had that in it. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. What's the waste on this? I don't think it produces any waste, does it? No waste, but the land-based scrapping does produce waste, so you could put this right beside your citizens. 177 workers. And have a look at the scrap again. 400 tons almost, Jesus. That's too much. But yeah, that melt scrap is nice. Let's see what the plastic storage is like. 9 tons. 33 tons of mechanical, ready to go. 7.9. No mixed waste. Man, let's see if I can put this down and see how it will do. Try and get some more workers into this. That is cool. I didn't realise that happened. We're already 10% of the way through this fat fuck. That's 900 tons of scrap. We've almost built our dry dock as well. Oh, that is not bad. I think I'd want to go with this one though to try and get steel out of this. Because the steel value of this is... well, it's going to have a decent amount of steel because it's only 5 years old, 59%. I don't know, man. What is it that actually yields the steel? I'll need to figure that out. Is it the age or the percent wear and tear? What the fuck? I'll need to figure that out. Alright, this thing is up next. It's 90% wear and tear at 20 years old. I'll have to figure that out. I need to get a really old thing with no wear and tear. Or something with no wear and tear that's really old. Alright, so this is 20 years old, 90% wear and tear. Oh, fuck, man. 90 wear and tear, 20 years old, and almost no steel. And then that is 60%. Nah, I can't do any good tests there like that. Look at that, man, the entire front of the ship's gone. This is absolutely profitable. Absolutely. I'm just gonna be waiting for bargains. This is the final piece of the puzzle of scrapping for value. You're just hunting for occasional ships, occasional planes, occasional trains. Let's have a look at planes, I've not done that in a while. 3 tons, that's scrap value of 5,000. Oh, that's a big one, good one. 95% wear and tear, I'll have that. Aluminium is nice. Let's have a look at dollars now. Yeah, that's worth it as well. Alright, let's have a look here. This is going to be 25 years, 60%. 25 years, 60%. Okay, so it is actually the wear and tear amount, I think, that gives you the more steel. I think that's right. I think the wear and tear amount is what gives you steel. So if you repair up vehicles and then scrap them, I think that gives you more. God damn. You can probably create value by just fixing shit up before you scrap it. Oh man, that's interesting. That means this is going to be almost entirely steel. So the steel value of this at 10 million rubles is going to be... oh man. It's mostly going to be steel. That is going to be about 8,000 tons of steel, I think. Or 7,000. Steel value, 8,000, that's going to be about 8 million value in steel. Fuck. So you want to find things that are old, 25 years old, and have low wear and tear, or like see a brand new tunnel borer. I think that would be really good. A tunnel borer that turns up in here Oh man, even that's good value. These are all worth it. They're all profitable to scrap. Even this is probably... nah, I don't know, maybe just barely. Just barely. But yeah, that's it. That is shipbreaking for profit. And workers and resources, we're absolutely managing that. This thing costed me 600,000 and it's going to yield me way more than that in value. That's gonna be hundreds of thousands in value for breaking this up easily with all the mechanical and electro especially. Even getting the plastic out of this mixed waste is gonna be quite nice. And yeah, I'm filling that up. I'm gonna need another distribution office just for mail scrap because this is absolutely fucking... Yeah, I'm gonna have to separate off the dumpers or else get some sort of a aggregate delivery up to here, but that's just gonna be horrible trying to get that through. I'd have to use cableways or something. Fuck that. Bastards. Population's still going up. Alright, I've got a dry dock now. Let's take a look at this. Blueprint value 14 million rubles. Zvezda. Moskvich. Well, I could make ships already. All I would need to do is get some workers into here. Sell it for rubles. Holy shit, you can automatically sell them like this. That's good. That removes a lot of the mess of trying to get planes and ships out. Right, this costs 4,500. Oh my god. Let's have a look at the... So this weighs 8,800 tons, 4,500 tons of steel needed, 600 tons of mechanical, fucking hell. Almost no fabric, not much plastic. The electrical components cost is substantial though. That is quite a lot, that's about 300,000 value in electrical components alone. Could try just making crappy little ships and selling them, but really you'd want to be doing American or NATO ships, wouldn't you? And you'd pick a low value one like this. 700 tons though was not piddling, that's quite a big deal. So I would buy this blueprint. This takes 26,000 work days. It scales with the amount of steel cost. The fabric cost is quite substantial for these though, that's the thing there. I think the electro component cost scales typically. That's double the mechanical almost. Yeah, I would buy that blueprint. And I would set to make ships here. And I would sell it for dollars. And it would be about 50 workers at first. The steel is stored, plastic, mechanical, electro has to get stored. So I would add this to here. Unload mechanical, electrical, and we're going to need plastic, so that's going to be alright, we're delivering plastic up to here. Ah, for fuck's sake, we're doing customs too soon. That's all export. and then it's going to be fabric to get sent up to here as well. Alright, we're going to do 10% with electro, fabric, plastic, mechanical, so we're going to be maintaining 10% with imports, but we're going to be supplementing. We have power, it's not fucking connected for some reason. No way, it's fine. Okay, so now I can add this. I'll put this down to 100, leave that at 50, without drinking water's shit. Gonna need to get a technical office up here just for this. Okay. Alright, we have our first workers, but we have no plastic, fabric, mechanical, or electro. We're waiting on the first deliveries from here. We're still not getting electro out. But yeah, this is going to mean we're producing ships. We're just going to be spamming Baltic ferries, selling it for dollars. Alright, there comes fabric. We need that water to get delivered. And we can easily just get water from up here. Sewage is going to be easy to get away as well, because we have a outflow down there near the customs. Alright, so it's just plastic, mechanical and electro. We should be making enough mechanical components from all this stuff we're doing, especially with less workers and vehicle production. I want to get this back up, but we're just going to have to wait until population scales for that. Come on, I want to see some ships getting built. What's this thing's value going to be? It's going to be 300 tons of steel, which is worth, in dollar terms, about 240,000. And then the mechanical components are going to be about 500,000, then the rest call it about 550,000, so it's going to be sold for about 4 or 5 times as much as it's actually worth. Purchase new vehicle. What the fuck? 800,000. Is that worth it? Steel is worth 400,000. I don't know, that might be almost break even, that might be shit. Making ships might be shit. I just want to see it starting though, I want to see it beginning. Shipbuilding is a serious industry though. Oh look, here's some shit coming to get scrapped again. More shit to get scrapped, let's see if there's anything else. Nah. Nah. Need plastic, need mechanical, need electro. 2,850 tons. Entire front half of the ship is gone nearly. Plenty of steel there, with more to come. I want to see this starting and getting ready, and also I can assign this distribution office to take waste out. Alright, so we're taking above 0%, yep. Metal scrap. Bio. Alright, let's see if that works, if it will separate that automatically. Plastic waste. Okay, so we can also sift out all the plastic waste and stuff and refeed that back in. Plastic, mechanical, electro. Alright, here comes some electro components. This thing's getting ready to get scrapped, it's queuing up. Still got 100 workers in here doing this shit. Still got, oh my god, we're almost full, fucking hell. Yeah, I need to separate off those kokums. God damn. Yeah, eventually if I'm scrapping enough shit, I'll be able to keep up with all the plastic. We can easily do the steel already. We're easily self-sufficient in steel, it's not even close. We're absolutely pumping out steel so hard. It's impressive, the amount of steel we're constantly producing for export. Let's have a look at this. Or there's aluminium going out as well. We spent 1.9 million rubles on ships. Still producing vehicles. Alright, we need plastic and mechanical. Workers are getting wasted just sitting on construction sites quite uselessly. Yeah, all that metal scrap becomes steel. Plastic and mechanical needed. Let's have a look at the plastic recycling system. 9.67. We have some unemployment. Let's put this up because, man, that is... Alright, I can now clone this over. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. We're just gonna manually set this and drop off. Alright, how much metal scrap have we actually got in there? Jesus Christ. It's fucking loads. Alright, the Qualcomm can get the fuck out. Nah, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna just pull one out of here. Wait until that one's done its job. Yeah, I need to be recycling way more steel, Jesus. Only 4 workers in there. Alright, that's about to get dropped off. Alright, that can go in there. This can get refueled as well. And I'll remove all the dumper jobs from this. Alright, done. Let's take a look. Plastic, mechanical. We're still waiting on this. This thing's still queued up trying to get in. Nah, they're not worth it. Nah. Still just patiently waiting. Yeah, we should be able to keep up with the scrapping. Should easily have enough steel for all this. Alright, here we go. We're about to get a massive load of steel. And that's to get sent up to here. Alright, there's the mechanical components. All we need now is plastic. And I can put this down. Alright, so what I can do here is disable educated workers here. That'll make sure they always go there. And there's always workers getting pushed through now for shipbuilding. And it's the most loyal, skilled workers as well. But we still need plastic to get sent in there. Alright, that can get pushed back. Control H to send that back to depot. Yep, so we're now shipwrecking and shipbuilding for profit at the moment. That fucking plastic. Oh wait, what we're doing here? Right, that's getting... Oh man, we're actually delivering plastic that we produce domestically from waste. That's cool. Let's go. Yeah. Man, we really need to just be burning more of this hazardous waste. Making sure there's always workers in there. We can easily... See if we keep this at like 15 or 12 workers minimum, we can always produce enough power for everything. Look at all these dumps that are not de-ashing. The ash is supposed to be getting dissipated from there. but instead it's all getting fed through and ending up here and clogging this. It should be getting dissipated on every dump. We have massive ash dissipation capability, but it's all either backed up at the power plant or clogging up at the end. It's not spread evenly throughout the entire system, so it's not working properly yet, but that's just, like, see, it'll reach an equilibrium eventually where we're producing enough power. Oh man, look at that, only educated workers in this entire complex. Uneducated workers getting stuck here doing the shipbreaking. Alright, we're about to see this work. Here we go, we're making ships. So we have a ship being made right now. There is the skeleton getting laid. Not bad, so we already delivered enough plastic basically just to make this in one. The electro components are a little bit tricky. I don't think we're really generating much, although that is surprising. We are making quite a lot from all this shipwrecking. Mechanical components, I think we're just barely making enough as well. So it's not that bad. I don't know how much this thing is going to get sold for. But if we have the workers for all of this... Oh man. Alright, that technical office is about to get done. I could put this up now, put it back up. Alright, we're doing a lot of scrapping still on that side, getting plenty of mechanical and electro from doing that at least. That's cool. Alright, I'm gonna clone the orders for here to this, and I should have spare water trucks up here. Nah. I shouldn't even need the water trucks and sewage trucks for this because it's all plumbed in, so I'm going to move all of this. So I'm going to move this down to here, sewage truck down to here. Gonna move a couple of snowplows. And I can get... wait a minute. Yeah, alright. A waste truck, big garbage that I made myself, recycled from dead shit. And I need to start making some of those... these ones, I could make them as well, but I'm gonna just buy one for now. And that should be everything handled. So we're now supplying this entire area with technical office stuff. Oh wait, water can now be pulled from here. So I should have that set for everything. Sewage loading and unloading. Yeah, we can make our own water. I don't need to import it anymore. Take that traffic off the customs. Alright, so we're no longer having to export sewage or import water. We're totally water self-sufficient. Just about whether there's any other technical offices that I missed, I don't think there is. Yep, so the shipbreaking is going fine. The shipbuilding is going fine. We just need more workers into this. Yep, I don't know about the creating value with this. I don't really like the price. This is quite a lot of steel, mechanical, electro. It's about 30,000 electro components, $4,000. That's about 16,000. Then the mechanical is about 2,000, so that's 100,000 the mechanical. So it's 150,000. The plastic is about the same, 3,000. 20,000, about 150,000, then there's a little bit of fabric, so about 150,000, then the steel value, wait a minute, was I looking at that right? No. Alright, about 100,000 in miscellaneous. The steel value is about 700 times 400, so it's about 280,000, and then it sells for... oh wow, that's nice worker numbers, not bad. Alright, and then it sells for 800,000. It's not that bad. Sorry, that's a lot of shit we got queued up here. Yeah, it's a lot of ship breaking capability we've got. What's the power draw on this? Oh man. That could end up being a lot of power draw. That could be good, because we need more power draw to burn all this shite. All this crap has to get burned, and we need power draw for that. We're not exporting any power right now, we're just burning that shit. I've got all the grid set up, so I could do that if I wanted. I could, because I've got good priority switch systems, like the power gets produced, it goes into this, so I've got a priority switch right here, so I could just lay a cable that goes all the way down and comes out here and use this as export, and then that would make sure it gets burned, but I want to always be able to produce electricity, so I'd really just want to always have waste behind here and always have workers in this to be able to power everything domestically. I like the self-sufficiency aspect of that. You could set up a system of above like 90%, move to another dump, have that dump move through a cableway to another power plant. You could do that, so you're always skimming off that while making sure there's always waste there to burn. That's a way to do it. Or you could handle it from back here, so whenever this is above 90%, you skim off that and burn it and export it, so you're always making the most of your waste importing. But you're not de-ashing it if you do that. Like, this is all getting de-ashed until it's below 5% here. Like, it starts off at above 10% ash, gets de-ashed down to 5%. So, yeah, I don't know, I just really like this system, I just need more workers. I've got the best housing quality for every citizen, 92% happy, productivity 107%. Productivity is still going up. Loyalty is now 60%. So loyalty's went up by 3% during this 2 hours almost. I need to end this now. We are 2% done making this ship. We could easily have way more workers making this ship. I just need to have the workers and the buses to do that. This bus stop is still handling all the workers. Yeah, we're still handling this. The buses queue up and get filled up quite nicely. And we have full employment. Prison system's still working, orphanage is still working. We're still managing to educate people. School's still running fine, and it's all automated, so yeah, that's a good 2 hours of progress into 1982 now. I can end this here. I didn't intend for this to be this long. This was basically just to show the extreme profitability of ship breaking, and I've still got vehicles queued up to get scrapped. Look at that, 100, no wait, whoops, I've clicked a bit weird there, I clicked on total capacity I think. Alright, let's go through this again. Alright, metal scrap is now worth 600, so it's about 2/3 of 1,000 for each ton. So basically the thousands can almost match the tonnage. It's really cool. Makes the calculations quite easy. Let's see if there's any big fucking trains in there. I need to really get that trolleyway set up or something. Well, I need to get trolley bus electrified shit to get all the way down to the fucking scrapping, to be able to scrap those pieces of shit that are stuck in there. Stupid trolley bus. Look at all these vehicles that can be profitably fucking scrapped. That's crazy, man. Oh my god, $10,000 for 140 tons. Don't mind if I do. Do not mind if I do. I can even do this, I think, nearly. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, that'll do. Let's see what vehicles we've got in there. Oh my god, the flatbeds have fucking accumulated like mad. What the hell? I need to get a KMZ 5410 open hull to fucking remove all that crap. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna set that on to... what would it be? Well, it's gonna be NATO road vehicle scrap retrieval and get going. So he can get in there and queue up for that shit. Man, those fucking trolley buses are a pain in the arse. I really need to just... I should probably just do this right now, just fucking trolley bus. Use this side. Get this fucking shit just all the way across. Get this done down to here. Do I need to electrify this? I think I do, don't I? Fuck's sake. God damn it, I think you need to electrify with trolleybus trafo, son of a bitch. And this is just for infrastructure for imports, Jesus man. I've barely ever done trolleybuses. But yeah, that means I'll finally be able to get all that crap out of there if I really have to send it manually. Because I got that fucking thing stuck. Let's see if there's any other... Alright, FI 2472. That can go in the KMZ 5410 open, that's fucking great, good. So I don't even need to do trolley buses now. Oh my god, look at that, it's doing it. Alright, that is a trolley bus. Yeah, it is, look at that. And that thing is 13 tons. Oh good, the KMZ 5410 can have it handled. I need to get a KMZ 5410 on this fucking thing as well, but I don't want to use up a channel because I've already got an open hull parked in here, I think. Not right now, maybe. T813 KMZ 5410. Don't need to do that. YAG 10 covered hull. I don't need to do anything here. Alright, cool. Alright, this open hull. Yeah, good. Okay, so I should probably... I don't want to delete that. It's just a fucking weird stubbornness, but I do not want to delete that fucking thing. I'd rather just let this all get done, like all this trolley bus. I'd rather just let it get done and then be able to send trolley buses if I absolutely have to, and I could also let a trolley bus set up this side if it fucking will work, you know, like we could just be stubborn and not take that road like a piece of shit. But that means I can go through here. Oh man. That means I've got to trolley bus all the way up there, but that's alright. Alright, well that'll all be trolleyed, and then if I need to send trolley buses through there, I can do it. It's no big deal, it doesn't really cost much. 36% scrapped. Alright, before this gets to 2 hours, I should really stop this. We're at 85.5 lifespan. No radio or TV, remember. 60% loyalty with no radio or TV is crazy, man. That's fucking mental. We're managing to clear the scrap. The scrap here is absolutely accumulated like fuck. So I'm producing so much metal scrap that with 10 workers producing steel 24/7, we're never gonna run out of scrap. That is mental. Yeah, that is really good going, that. 7% done on making a ferry. Alright, I'm gonna end this here. That's it. It's been cool. Ship scrapping, ship breaking and building for profit. On top of all the vehicle production for profit that's been going for ages as well. Look at that. It's beautiful. Now let's have a look at the progress on our ferry. It's funny, man.